Hey guys, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranbury Fields Flower Farm, and today I want to tell you 3 of my all-time favorite deer-resistant plants to grow in your gardens and your flower farms. So today we're going to focus on alliums, daffodils, and herbaceous peonies. And I want to tell you why I love growing these guys in my garden and why the deer usually leave them alone in favor of other plants. So let's start off with the alliums. So alliums are part of the onion family, and most deer don't like the taste of onions or garlic. So chances are they're going to stay away from those plants first and look for other plants that are more desirable. Now, I love growing alliums in our farm because I use them in the floral bouquets that we ship nationwide. Alliums have a really great vase life. They're really gorgeous in any bouquet. Most people get very stunned when they see them because they're not a very common flower to see. And they look almost like Dr. Seussish. So they're really beautiful in giant bouquets and smaller bouquets, and they're very desirable by most florists. And you put them in the ground in the fall. They're super easy to grow. You just kind of put them in around the same time as daffodil season. And they usually come back every year. For me, they keep coming back, and they're a super low maintenance flower to grow. So put them in the ground in fall, and they come back every spring, and the deer leave them alone. I mean, it's awesome. The second flower that I want to focus on as being deer resistant is daffodils. Now, daffodils are fabulous. I love growing the double daffodil varieties on my farm because they have a longer vase life for me than regular single-cupped daffodils, and they're so beautiful, and they come up super early, and they're kind of low maintenance. You plant them in the fall, and they come back every year, and most of the critters tend to leave this flower alone. The rabbits don't like them, the squirrels don't like them, the deer don't like them, and there's a reason why they leave them alone. There is a toxic chemical inside all daffodil plants that's not good for pets. And this is the reason why the rabbits and the deer and all the critters kind of stay away from your daffodil plants and why they don't chew them up like they go after the tulips. So there's a chemical inside, it's called licorine, and it kind of drips out. It'll come out of the bottom. It's almost like it's like a sap. It's almost like, I call it daffodil juice, but it's not called daffodil juice, it's called licorine. And basically this sap will give animals a stomach ache. It'll upset their stomach, it'll make them nauseous, so they steer clear. And licorine is in the stems, and it's also in the flower heads, and it's especially in the bulbs. So once again, the squirrels won't burrow down to get them, and the deer kind of stay away. So it's kind of a nice part of the plant, but yet you want to keep your animals away from eating it. Most animals know to stay away from it. Lucy's just sitting here because she's part of the crew, and she's always where I am. So when there's other plants around, like tulips or some of the other spring flowers that come up earlier, the deer and the rabbits and the critters and the squirrels are going to go after those other plants first because they don't want to get an upset stomach from the licorine. And daffodils are gorgeous in spring bouquets. I mean, nothing says happiness like gorgeous yellow daffodils. And the double daffodils, as well as the other single cup daffodils, come in so many different styles and so many different colors these days. So it's not just that one shade of gorgeous yellow that everybody loves. They come in all different shades of like white and peach and just all sorts of different flavors and colors, and they're magnificent. So if you don't have enough daffodils in your gardens or in your farms, make sure that you put them in this coming fall. And for the most part, they come back year after year because, like I said, they're low maintenance, and the deer are going to wind up leaving them alone for the most part. So guys, the next set of flowers that I want to focus on as being deer resistant are herbaceous peonies. And the reason why the deer usually stay away from these types of peonies is because they're super fragrant, and deer don't like flowers that are super over-the-top fragrant. And if you guys have ever been around a bouquet or a bunch of peonies, you know that they are super, super, super gorgeous smelling. But the deer actually prefer not to be around them. So guys, another reason why the deer seem to leave peonies alone is because peonies that are herbaceous peonies usually die back to the ground in the wintertime. So there's not much for the deer to eat. And as they start coming up in springtime, there's usually a whole bunch of other plants to choose from that don't smell as fragrant as these herbaceous peonies, and they tend to leave them alone. So peonies are a terrific addition for your garden or for your flower farm. These guys are also super easy to grow, and they usually come back year after year. Some people even call peonies the 100-year flower because they've been known to last for 100 years. Most florists absolutely love them because they're like that #1 flower that people wait for every year. And they're just gorgeous in bouquets, they're gorgeous in vases. And the double varieties have a really nice face life. And once again, they come back year after year. They're kind of a no-fuss flower. And I've heard people even say that peonies thrive on neglect. So I'm not sure if that's actually true. In my farm, it is. I literally do hardly anything. And I've got thousands of peonies coming up every single year. I think I'm on year like 10 right now. And guys, keep in mind that these are deer-resistant flowers. It doesn't mean that they're deer-proof, because if there's like a really bad winter and the deer have like nothing to eat in the woods and the areas around your house, and there's nothing else left besides peonies or daffodils or alliums, there's a good chance they're gonna go after them because they have to eat. So these are just flowers that most deer and most animals leave alone in favor of other flowers. So they're kind of low on the food chain. So keep that in mind. And but they really are. They're terrific plants to grow in your garden. They're terrific plants to grow in your flower farm. And I hope you guys learned some great stuff from this video. And I will see you guys in the next video.